Fellas, in this video, I will teach you how to plan a successful date no matter what you do or where you go. Before we even get it cracking, let me know what you think in the comments. Is Cheesecake Factory a good idea for a first date?
Mark, I know you want to respond to that. What do you want to say?
Nah, I was wondering what I do was in the Cheesecake Factory, but I think for me, most.
What's going on? My name is Terrence, a therapist, licensed therapist. Thank you guys for tapping in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff so you know when these videos are about to drop. So there's been a lot of talk about dating. There's this whole list of restaurants, where to go, where not to go. And in my opinion, it's hella distorted. Women saying, oh, you better not take me there. Fellas being like, oh, well, this is what you're gonna get, which has brought a great deal of controversy in the dating world. And I think for the fellas, it's created a little bit more anxiety for us because now we're kind of confused on what to do and what not to do. But that's gonna stop all today. The anxiety is going to be disseminated because I'm going to teach you how to plan a successful date. So the first thing to keep in mind is preparation. Fellas, if you plan a date, you gotta prepare. You have to have preparation. If you don't have preparation, everything else is gonna fall into shambles. You gotta be on your 12 P's. And what are 12 P's? Piss poor preparation produces piss poor performance. Piss poor performance produces pain. You gotta be prepared or it's gonna be an unsuccessful date. And ladies, I'm pretty sure if you guys are watching, you can attest to a man that doesn't prepare will not be able to follow up and have a second date. So this is where the planning comes. First of all, decide where you're gonna go. And when you decide where you wanna go, know the details in advance. You have to know the details in advance. If you don't know the details in advance, you are not going to have a successful date. Just don't go up to the place and be like, hey, we're here, we wanna participate, whether if it's in a dinner or an activity that you have. Plan this out, set some reservations, whether if it is dinner reservations or if it's an activity, set reservations, call ahead. I would always anticipate, call at least a week ahead so that you can kind of plan out everything. Sometimes, especially in certain restaurants, you're gonna need a good amount of time to reserve a space, or if it's a prominent activity, such as something like Topgolf or axe throwing, you're gonna want a reservation. And the reason why you wanna prepare and have reservations because you don't want your date sitting there and waiting an hour and a half, 2 hours to participate in this activity you supposedly planned. So make sure you plan everything out. How to get some ideas. TikTok is always a good source for ideas, especially if you're in a certain city or a certain area. Look up TikTok date ideas of like, okay, what to do, what are some things to do? Because sometimes there may be things that you may not really thought existed, but it can be some great fun that you can participate in with your date. And have fun with this experience. When you're planning things, like plan out something that's gonna be fun and interactive. I always advise, just don't do dinner dates. Like dinner dates are kind of, they're kind of played out a little bit, just going to dinner and then what, you know what I mean? But if you plan it out specifically, if you like this young lady and you feeling her or whatnot, you wanna plan an experience, When you plan an experience, it can be better for both you guys to actually have a great time. Now, planning an experience doesn't mean breaking your pockets. Stay within your budget, stay within your means, but you can still plan out a cool little experience without breaking your pockets. And when it comes to preparation, make sure you arrive on time. So being on time means that if something starts at 7 or the pickup time, or she says, hey, pick me up at 7, not arriving at 7:05, not even arriving at 7 o'clock, arrive at least 5 to 10 minutes early, just so that you are prepared and you're showing initiative that you're actually taking interest in this date. When you're late, it says so much. It says so much when you're late for a date because it's implying that you're not interested and you really don't care. Fellas, the second thing you have to understand is your mindset going into the date. Your mindset is really fundamental to actually building a foundation to how the date is going to go. You have to give yourself positive self-talk and eliminate these negative self-talk behaviors that you may have. You have to practice positive self-talk prior to the date because a lot of times you may get nervous and there might be a lot of anxiety. You might say like, oh, well, things aren't gonna go well. This person isn't gonna like me and whatever else you want to fill in the blank. But you have to have positive intentions, positive energy, and positive self-talk going into the date. And remind yourself, bro, it's just a date. It's not like you're going into surgery or anything like that. It's not a huge emergency situation where, if this don't go well, your whole life is going to be in shambles. Like, bro, it's just a date. You know what I mean? If it doesn't go well, oh well. You know what I mean? If it don't go well, oh well. But that's not the intention. We want to go into this with the idea of it going phenomenal. Because if you go in with the intentions of it going wrong, you know what's going to happen? It's going to end up going wrong. Guaranteed. Understanding with this mindset too, be realistic with your expectations. Understand that not every date is going to lead to an intimate experience. I know, fellas, y'all going to slide at me for this one. It's like, okay, if I pay for X, Y, and Z, we going to get it cracking. Not always the case. Not every first date is going to lead into a long-term relationship. Just really focus on having a great time and getting to know the person. And now anything after that is a bonus. But you really want to focus on having a great time and a great experience. And again, remember, you planned the date. You know what I mean? You planned it. So you want to have a good time and a great experience. The third thing I want to give y'all is relax. Relax. Chill. Relax. It's not that deep. Again, you might feel super anxious. You might feel like super nervous. But one of the key things you have to do while you're on a date is chill and relax. Like, if you're feeling super, super anxious, here's a technique I want to give you guys. One thing I used to do was anytime before I went on a date, I would always go to the gym prior to. I'll at least do like 20 or 30 minutes of cardio and do some type of upper body workout, whether that's like bench pressing, curls, triceps, back, or something like that. Or anything that has to do with your upper body, abs. Getting the good workout in can really, really boost your confidence and help you relax prior to engaging in the date. And again, the plus is it can help you relax. It's going to help you relax. It's going to help relieve all that tension and all that anxiety that you have prior to the date, and then not allow that anxiety to take over the date. The next thing I want to give y'all is wear something comfortable. Wear something that's going to be fitting for whatever you have planned. And wearing something comfortable is going to help you boost your confidence, because when you're dressed comfortably and take some time to put your fit together, it's going to help boost your confidence too. You know what I mean? It's that mentality, look good, feel good. You look good, you're going to feel good. All right? So make sure you guys are looking A1 on that day too. Don't just feel like you can go in a situation all sloppy and, wearing what you wore yesterday. Put some clean drawers on, put a clean shirt on, and, watch what happens. The next thing is utilize active listening. Active listening is you not talking so much and you actually listening. Most women love it when you can sit down and you can listen to them and also internalize what they're saying. Active listening isn't active hearing. Active listening is you actually comprehending what they're saying. Pay attention to what's being said and actually be able to articulate what they say as well too. Another example of active listening is you actually asking follow-up questions. You know what I mean? Ask a follow-up question. Like if she's sharing something with you, ask a follow-up question. If she's telling her about her day, ask her like, hey, like, what did you think about X, Y, and Z when that happened? You know what I mean? So just ask some follow-up questions, being super engaging in the conversation and not just hearing, but actually doing some active listening, all right? The next thing I'm gonna give you is limit your alcohol and your caffeine intake while you're on the date, because alcohol, obviously, if you're over 21, you're gonna like have a cool little drink. It might be a cool little vibe. You just want to limit that. Why? Because sometimes drinking too much alcohol can lead into triggering your anxiety a little bit more, especially if you're already anxious. You're like, oh, I'm gonna take the edge off. If you're drinking, that can actually make the situation worse. It can make your anxiety be more amplified than it needs to be. So make sure that you limit your alcohol use. The last and most important is be yourself. Be yourself. Be genuine and don't try to be somebody else. I know sometimes we see certain people, like we may see an Andrew Tate, or we may see like a Kevin Samuels, or we may see somebody and you may want to emulate some of the things that they say or some things that they do. But in all honesty, that's what works for them. It may not work for you. So make sure you be your authentic self, be your true self. So at least you're giving that person a fair chance to see who you actually are. Because if you're trying to be somebody else, I'm gonna guarantee you right now, it's not gonna work. That's it for this video. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Fellas, I hope this was helpful. Let me know how this first date goes for you guys in the comments. I'm very, very curious to see how it went for you after watching this video. Again, my name's Terrence the Therapist. Y'all take care. Peace.